Alright. Alright, we're live. So, I am just waiting on Party to show up. He will be here, I think. But, yeah, so it's been a while since I have done anything for this channel, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. I could list them all, but really what it boils down to is YouTube decided to nuke all of my accounts, and I had this account already. I already had Farty managing this account. I think Doku's already managing this account as well. But YouTube nuked all my accounts, and I just didn't have it in me to try and do another stream for a while. I needed a break. I needed something to. I needed to be able. I needed to give myself permission to walk away, and that's all there is to it. Like, I just there's nothing else there. There's a bunch of shit that went down, and there's not a whole lot to talk about in terms of what went down and how it went down, and shit going down, blah 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 blah. I don't. Yep, it's not. It's just not worth going into, as far as I'm concerned. It's just not. So there will be streams again on the channel. I don't know if I'll do any reviews or anything. I just don't know. I kind of want to do anime reviews, but I don't want to do this all by myself. I don't want to pluck through and do the editing and all the other bullshit. I just don't want to do all the work involved with, doing shorter commentary videos, and I don't want to do short videos where I'm just like, oh, well, this, that, the other thing. I don't want to do all the extra stuff with it. I don't have a whole lot creatively going on in my head anymore, and I don't have a whole lot to say about things anymore, in terms of reviewing things. Yeah, it'd be cool to sit there and, chew over reviews and think about things that, may or may not work, but largely I've just been watching, anime, and that's all I've been watching. Anime and YouTube videos. I got really, really, really into watching tech stuff. I got really into watching just things that I don't really care about, just because the things that are being presented are kind of entertaining. So there's that. Don't really have a whole lot much else going on in terms of that. So, I think it's good that I took a break. I think it is good that I have. There's almost a whole fucking minute lag. Holy hell. I think it's good that I have decided once again that, it's time to do streams again, because, why the hell not? In case anyone's wondering, my stuff was nuked because, and I quote, it violated YouTube's policies on spam. And that's not something that I took too kindly to. Granted, you were entering a negative spiral, yes. A spiral I never really came out of, if I'm being honest. And there's a lot of things going on still. There's a lot of shit. A lot of shit stuck in here. 40 years of shit stuck in my skull. And a lot of things came to a nexus point, and I fell apart, and I haven't stopped falling apart. And that's all I'm going to say on that matter. But that's all there is to it. I'm not gonna further this conversation other than if you know, you know, and only if you know, you know, and if you're privileged enough to know, then you're privileged enough to know. But otherwise, if you don't know, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not going through it again. That's all there is. Um, so this morning, I think while I wait for Farty, I think what I want to do is, oh, Farty's here, but he hasn't connected yet. So we'll just wait for that. But today, I think what I want to do is I don't know. Giving bad advice to people. What do you think, Farty? Should we give bad advice to people today? Eh? Is that your response? Eh? Okay, I will hang on. Advice for teens. Oh, this will be good. Oh, this will be good. Yeah, you're good. I'm waiting. It is a piece of shit, isn't it? So, everybody say hello to Farty. We have reconnected after a few years. We did kind of go into a dry run a few weeks ago and just kind of shoot the shit. I was on the phone with Doku until I don't know, half an hour ago. And like, I had to tell Doku to shut his cock holster so I can get on the party. But what's that, dude? Oh. Have you tried jamming a dildo into it? I mean, it might not help, but it'll make you feel better if it actually fits. Okay. Okay. Well, that's the way society's headed anyway. Everyone's gonna be eating cat food by the end of fucking. Oh, sorry. Just touched nerve there. Party? I think we lost you. It's that wonderful Australian internet. Did my fucking window close? I swear to God, if my window fucking closed, I'm gonna be pissed. My fucking window closed. Fucking thank you, Chrome, for fucking dying on me. Fuck my life, dude. Fuck my life. Sorry, my window crashed. Get fucked. I guess that's the overall theme of Exiled Opinions going forward, is just get fucked. Yeah, so I was on the phone with Doku a little while ago before, a couple hours before I actually sent you that link for the start the show. And good old Google, yeah, good old Google. What do you mean you can't hear Farty? I can hear Farty, which means you should be able to hear Farty. Farty, say something for the people.
Again, I'm like,
Oh,
I can't be fucked.
okay. I got it. I fixed it. All right. I
It's
fixed
the
it.
universe is fucking saying, yeah, shut the fuck up. The joke's not funny.
Oh, it's the universe saying Exiled Opinion should have stayed dead. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to piss everyone off by coming back. There he is. Okay, thanks, Des. Dester says hi, by the way, Farty.
All right.
So yeah,
Fuck
today
it.
we're going to look at advice for teens. This is going to be a great, a great stream. We're just going to start at the top of Reddit, advice for teens. Um, and this is not going to be good advice. This is not going to be good advice, okay? I can tell you now this isn't going to be good advice. We're coming at this from the lens of get fucked. So here's the first one. This post is titled what could I be doing better as a girlfriend? And already I think we're off to a great start. What can I be doing better as a girlfriend? What do you think these issues are going to come down to, Farty?
Probably pursing the lips and relaxing the jaw, and maybe even cupping the balls.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how. We'll see how right you are. So the post is my boyfriend 19 and I 18. Obviously, he's your boyfriend if he's male, and obviously you're a
Well, in this
female.
fucking day and age, it could be a fucking, it could
Oh
be a bloody
Christ!
Japanese fucking bloody hermaphrodite dressed as a fucking teddy bear.
Tentacle monsters. Uh, my boyfriend and I have been dating since last Christmas Eve. We were friends for a while before that and are really enjoying being together. We even get to work together on occasion and always keep it professional. Took 5 months for our coworkers to figure it out. LOL. I'm a little insecure as I don't really have any dating experience. We share hobbies, video games, comics, music, etc., and take interest in each other's ones that we don't share, and take interest in each other's that we don't share. I love spending time with his family, and he's always willing to spend time with mine. Willing to. Listen to that wording there. He compliments me all the time, and I'm working on doing the same. I want to make sure that he's happy in this relationship as I am. Is there anything else I could be doing? I'm still awkward with physical contact, but I am letting him set the pace. Is that okay? I know I'm probably overthinking it, but I don't want to mess this up. Thanks in advance for any feedback. All right, Farty.
All right, if
Um,
she's an alright sort, and if this was a couple of years ago, or she comes out to Australia where she's fucking legal or whatever the fuck and all this kind of shit, I'll teach her how to fucking sing.
uh, so here's the problem that I see it. She's overthinking this relationship way too fucking much. And my take on this is that if you're with him and you're happy and he's happy and you both love each other and if you're okay with him setting the pace of physical contact, why should that matter to you if anyone else thinks it's okay?
Um,
That's
so I
the
don't know.
first thing.
I'm in a bit two minds about this because, like, fucking in one mind, I was thinking, oh, she's going to be a good little girl now, isn't she? Fucking, she wants to be a good little girl anyway. But I'm kind of thinking too that, like, yeah, this is the reason why we used to be the way we are. But then I'm thinking the way we used to be with like having our fucking thumbs over Sheila's and shit like that. probably had some fucking sense behind it, where we wouldn't let them, go out and fucking, go to clubs at night and fucking all these kind of shit and meet random dudes and whatnot. As it turns out, when we made that stigma go away, what do? They got fucking OnlyFans showing their cunts to just about everybody for $4.50 a fucking month. Like, give them their freedoms and they become the cheapest $2 whores you've ever fucking found. So,
Okay.
like, maybe it's not the factor of she's thinking that she has to please him. It's maybe her inherent sluttiness that's a little bit brewing underneath that she can't figure out yet. And maybe she just lets go and spreads her legs for Uncle Charlie and lets him fucking go his bloody all these wild ravaging fucking fantasies and shit like that. She might fucking enjoy most of it.
So what's your other mindset about this? You said you were of
Well,
two minds. So you said there's that slut factor there. What was that
yeah,
other?
yeah, yeah.
What was that other factor?
Well, the factor is, it's like it's either one, it's like it's her natural sluttiness that's brewing up and she can't understand it,
Mm-hmm.
either that, or she just thinks like societal norms means that she's trying to be the slut, but is she being the nice little slut? I mean, like, there's this famous scene from this TV series called Underbelly, which is about like this place in Sydney called the King's Cross, and fucking that's like whore central. It's a red light district in Sydney.
Okay.
Um, anyway, fucking. There's about this famous prostitute who ended up being a fucking cop and then a Playboy bunny while she was a cop, and she did bloody whole thing in uniform inside a cop car and everything like that. It was funny as fuck. But anyway, apparently when she got to Sydney, she came from the countryside, and like her first gig when she was being a whore, right? The bloke asked for a blowjob, so he laid down on the bed and she stuck her head and sideways on his belly and like literally just blowing air on his dick. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, lady?" She literally thought a blowjob was like.
Guess you're saying is either she's slutty or her friends are telling her to just be free. Yeah, that's kind of a thing, right? It's kind of a thing, for kids
Yeah,
right
live
now
your
for
life, be
teenage
free
girls.
right up until the little cunt gets pregnant. And she ain't got no freedom ever again.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the advice that I would give. All right, if I'm being honest, stop worrying so much about what people think is fine for your relationship. Because if you are okay with letting him set the pace, which it seems like you are, then let's see. I'm gonna reread that. I'm still awkward with physical contact, but am letting him set the pace. Is that okay? What you're looking for right there when you're asking, is that okay? You're looking for someone to validate that um, that you're asking someone to give you permission to be submissive to the man that you are really happy with. And I think that is a problem. I think you should give yourself that permission. You should be okay with him setting the pace if you are okay with him setting the pace. You shouldn't be going out of your way to ask others if it's all right, because this is what you want for your relationship. You don't have to overthink being with someone. As a woman, he's gonna do anything. If he's as happy as you say he is, he's going to bend over fucking backwards to keep you happy. And he's going to do that no matter fucking what, in my opinion. He's gonna do that no matter what. The show called Underbelly. I don't know what you're talking about, Des. Um
I just mentioned it.
Underbelly.
I just
Oh,
referenced
with
it.
the
The whole you ghosty shit. Fucking hell, it was
oh
only like about 2 minutes ago. Fuck.
dude, I thought you were talking about like something that really happened. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, yeah, that TV show was based on real events.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll have
There's
to
one
fucking just.
series of it that couldn't be played for like 2 or 3 years because it was still going through court while it was being filmed.
Oh, well, then I guess I'll have to fucking watch it then. Although
Oh,
I'm not sure if I want to watch it because I started watching that Ted Lasso show and then it went to SJW bullshit by season three, and I was like, nah. The first fucking episode of season three, I was noped out of because of fucking what's his name, that cringy as fuck motherfucker that they got in that just fucking quit the team, and I I forced myself to watch up to episode 4 of that season, and I'm like, I'm done.
Mm.
But none of this writing serves any fucking storytelling premise. You had a good fucking thing. I'm gonna get back on this later on in the show, but they had a good thing. See, I'm doing the exact thing I didn't want to do. What the fuck you do to me, party? What the fuck you do to me? Oh
Oh, well,
man.
getting back to the topic on hand, well, setting the pace. Like, is that literal setting the pace? Because in some cases, you probably don't want him to set the pace. Like, if you're going to try anal, for example, you don't really want him to just jam it in there and fucking start hammering it around or something like that. You know, fucking.
Yeah. No, you. I think there's some discussion to take place with physical contact. Um.
But if you're gonna be the fucking responsible adult in the room, sweetheart, fucking abortions aren't fucking contraceptive. You can still get fucking venereal diseases by not wearing a fucking rubber. So wear a rubber, get a fucking blood test if you're fucking not, and then if you get fucking pregnant, don't just run down the fucking abortion clinic. You be fucking responsible, you fucking murdering little slut. I mean,
Yeah. uh, I'm not sitting
because
here
I've now got
looking.
the answer to that fucking abortion question too. Because it turns out, right, half the fucking dumb, stupid, bloody bimbos in America seem to all of a sudden think that fucking giving birth is like life fucking threatening. Like this is like the 18 fucking hundreds, right?
Yeah, we can
So
we can
now they
touch on
must
that
have
later
their
if you'd like to.
abortions because if they don't have their abortions, then they're gonna die of giving birth. But they don't give two shits about all the fucking venereal diseases they're catching like fucking Pokemon. Um, Anyway,
I
so that's
choose you,
basically all
chlamydia.
their argument is that like, oh, if we accidentally get pregnant, we need the option to no, stick a fucking franger on your cunt or take the fucking pill, you stupid cow. Fucking hell.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. Be responsible with your birth control methods. But yeah, we can circle back to that later on. So yeah, physical contact is fine in a relationship. Physical contact is going to come to some people faster than others. I'm not a relationship expert. In fact, I'm pretty good at fucking up relationships. So
Funnily
um,
enough, I've gained a relationship by asking her Sheila if I stuck my dick in her mouth, would that shut her up? She said maybe.
well then you have what we call
End
a
up going out with her for 2 years.
you have what we call a dirty girl.
Yes, 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 yes. People started to refrain from inviting us to house parties because we had a tendency of christening random people's beds.
I've done that before. Was
Oh, fuck.
wasn't
She was fucking hilariously fun because she'd fucking do it anywhere, man. It was funny as fuck.
I bet.
And like, I was like the king of fucking perfect timing too because we'd just fucking finish and then we'd like just finish getting dressed and shit and we'd take 2 steps to leave and then like someone would show up.
Oh shit. We caught you
And like
fucking.
even better too, you can time it with a pizza as well. It'd be like call for a pizza, and as soon as we're finished, knock knock. Cool.
Yeah, look, we just burned off calories. We can ingest more. So yeah, physical contact.
I'm sure no cunt wanted to know all of that.
You should be okay with what could you be doing better as a girlfriend? That's your initial question. That's the initial question. Based on everything I've read in that post, I don't know you, dude. Okay, you're probably not even going to see this. This was posted 3 hours ago on Reddit, by the way.
Well,
Um,
you see, like, this is still a pretty subjective question. I mean, like,
yeah, what can you be doing better?
without, yeah, without her sucking me dick or something like that, I don't know whether she might need to relax her lips and relax her jaw and purse her lips and maybe even cup the balls.
Jester says, so what you're saying is you'll be done in less than 30 minutes. It's better than most guys, right? Most of us are 30 seconds. We just pop in, pop out, do our thing. We go
Yeah,
check the
so that
phone.
wasn't the insight you thought it was.
It's not my fault you were fucking tight. Um, what? Anyway, here's a good one. This is a good one. This is the very next post. An older man tried to flirt with me. I am 17. Today I was out with my friends. We were having dinner. An old guy who looked in his 40s kept coming kept coming looking our way and would try to engage conversations with us, but we ignored it. Then things got bad when he got off his table and came to our table and started talking about how he wanted to take me on a date and how we get to know each other and how much of a nice guy he is. Okay, if somebody is walking up to a table and actively going, this is okay. Look, I don't know what's going on with this. This could just be one of those situations where they're making it out to be more than it actually was. And he could have been reading into something that wasn't being said, so I don't know. I'm taking this with a grain of salt.
Mm.
So I don't know. I told him that I wasn't interested, but he kept on insisting. That I told him to go away multiple times. He didn't want to, and then I told him I would call the police as I'm a minor. He got out of the restaurant and waited outside for us to come out. Eventually, he gave up. I was so scared. It was the first time this happened to me. Should I tell my parents or report him? I I got nothing.
Well, see, okay, so well, fucking yeah, bloody. I've become very, very, very untrusting of fucking females. So their version of events could be completely fucking wrong, and I'm very, very skeptical
Yeah,
about
and
what that
that's
is.
where I'm at with that. Is that I
Because you know it's all fucking sweet and innocent and shit like that. And I'm coming from a country where 17 is like a year into being legal, so fucking
yeah,
it's not really that much of a pervy fucking thing where I'm coming
and
from.
17 is the legal age of consent in the state of New York and in a bunch of other states in the United States.
Apart
Um,
from the fact when you're 17 years old, it's a little bit difficult to tell whether you're 18, 19, or fucking 16.
yeah,
So bloody yeah, it could very well be a case of it being an innocent little, fucking charming fucking remark, in passing that she's conflated into something even worse because, she goes like if it was a case of like, he's tipped his hat and like, good morning, ladies, kind of thing. It's like, oh, creepy, oh, fucking ick, fucking all this
yeah.
kind of shit. Because they're
I'm
trying to make ick a fucking illegal fucking offense as well. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not comfortable, so you should be in prison.
Yeah,
Desher
pretty much.
says, yeah. Desher says I can guarantee he did not open the conversation like that. I would like to side with you on that. But I don't know. I wasn't there to be like, okay, well, blah blah blah. But it's written in such a way that it feels embellished to me. So I just, what should you do?
Because there are a few questions. Like she was in a shop, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was at a restaurant with friends.
Okay, so this dude was fucking being a bit icky. So why didn't she go to staff? If this cunt was hanging around out the front, why didn't she ask the staff to tell him to fuck off or anything like that?
Yeah,
She was that creeped out. Why didn't she call the cops? So I'm sort of saying that the hanging around bit might be fucking tacked on just to make it sound a bit worse.
yeah. Um, it's hilarious because the very first reply is, "Hey, talk to the staff, and the staff
Yeah,
will probably do something about it."
yeah. I mean, and also too, like businesses nowadays have all got fucking cameras up the wazoo. Why in the fuck are you dumb enough to go and do it in a place that, like, you're going to collect all your own evidence for the cops and all this kind of shit?
Oh man, this one, oh, I don't know, man. You're 17. Maybe just lead with you're 17. Tell someone that you're not interested, and then you've done everything you can do. Now, if it doesn't, I think I'm with Farty on this. Talk to the staff. Hey, say, hey, look, this guy's a creeper. It doesn't take much to say, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then go talk to the cashier or something if you're at a McDonald's, or go talk to like if you're at a Denny's. I don't know if you have Denny's out there, um, in Australia, but like you go to like a family type restaurant and you go talk to the server or someone at the fucking at the door and be like, hey, some guys creeping on me. Can you help me out? It doesn't take much to do that.
Hmm.
That's where I'm at with it. Like I think I agree. Just talk to the staff. He probably won't be welcome back to that establishment if he has a history of it. So whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I guess the next one. You ready for the next one, party?
Yeah.
14 female. I have a boyfriend, but I don't want one. I'm not even going to read the rest of this just yet. I'm going to give my 2 cents. I'm going to say, look at the dude, tell him you're not interested in dating at all. I don't want to be with you anymore. You're not the right person for me. That's it. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to be friendly. Don't try to put him, put him down gently or anything. Don't make overtures that like, hey, maybe, No. Flat out fucking tell him we're done and then cut his ass off. That's it. Cut him off. If you were in a relationship with somebody and you split with them, if you're being split with or they split with you, fucking cut them off. That is it. That's all I have to say about it. I will read the thing, but do you have any input before I read the whole post?
Yeah. The mention of 14 and boyfriend in the same sentence is like, you know what? I've got better fucking shit to deal with, man.
That's
Like fucking, there's fucking way more fucking issues there in just that sentence alone,
yeah.
and fucking her just not wanting one anymore. It's like, what the fuck? How'd you get into one in the first place at your age, you silly slut? Huh? What the fuck? Your parents like not letting you out of the house that way, you fucking cow. What the fucking hell?
Yeah, I don't know. So here's the actual post. If you're ready for it, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
So me and my best friend started dating 2 days ago. Okay, already a red fucking flag. I did have a pretty big crush on him at first, but I don't want a boyfriend right now. But I also don't want to break up with him.
How many days?
2.
Oh, fuck off.
Uh,
Oh, get fucked. No, she doesn't
yeah,
have a boyfriend. She's not in fucking love. The dumb bloody bitch is all Twitter Peter.
she's got
Fucking
a
shit a
fucking
brick.
crush, is what it is. She's got a crush,
Yeah.
and they've held hands a little bit, like school children are wont to do. Let's see. But I don't want a boyfriend right now. But I also don't want to break up with him because he says he is the happiest he's ever been, and pretty much depends on me for his happiness. Okay. He's never had a girlfriend before, and he's so happy that he finally has one. And I don't want to hurt him or anything, or make things awkward between us. But like, I just don't want a relationship right now. I just want
Too
friends.
fucking late. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why everyone wants a boyfriend or wants a relationship so bad. I don't understand why everyone wants to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend right now. Any advice? Yes, my advice. I just gave it to you. Fucking cut his ass off. Never talk to him again. You have destroyed any friendship that could potentially work with you from this point on. And if you don't learn that now, if you don't learn that is a boundary now that you have put up, you will never learn it in your future relationships. That's all there is to it. Now, as for the other bullshit, fuck his happiness. If you're not happy, then leave. If you have never been happy, then leave. If you were happier being friends, leave. But you will not have that friendship anymore. It's not going to happen. So you need to decide whether your happiness is worth validating his happiness. That's all there is to it.
Mhm.
Do you still stand by your comment, Barty? Do you have any advice?
Yeah. I got better things to do, like playing World War Three.
You mean the game, right?
No. No. I'm expecting the Democrats to steal the next election. I've had if you dumb cunts don't fucking invoke the second part of the Second Amendment this time, I will fucking nuke you myself.
Oh,
Which means
I
that like I'll
will.
nuke the whole planet.
I will paint the laser target. I will put the target up myself. We'll
Yeah,
get
and I'm
into
a
the politics bullshit later. Let's get through a couple more of these. Maybe not.
Well, needless to say, I'm a one in all in person, so if I'm going to nuke one of you, I'm nuking the fucking lot of yous.
You know what? I'm. Wait, is World War III server still up? Yes, it is. But probably not the servers you're thinking of. Okay. All right. Here's one. I am terrified of school next year. Is the
Be
post?
terrified, especially nowadays, kid, because you're going to go in there normal and they're going to fuck you right up, son.
Yeah. Okay.
Like literally, with all the fucking pedos in the fucking school system nowadays, they're going to fuck him sideways, literally.
uh, yeah, you should be afraid of the pedophiles, specifically the pedophiles. Let's go ahead and just pull the band-aid off of this one. This looks like a pretty long post. I just graduated high school today. I had my graduation ceremony. I'm going to
Oh,
a
so he's
community
already been fucked.
college. Huh?
So he's already been fucked.
Already been fucked. Already been diddled by Mr. Garrison and Mr. Slade. Um, I'm going to a community college for 2 years to save money, then transfer. So things theoretically get better from here, but I'm not sure if they actually will, and I'm really scared. To start, my high school life wasn't good. For half of it, I was with my abusive ex. Over time, I was with her. She broke me down to where she could basically get me to do anything she wanted. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I couldn't call anyone. We had to stay on the phone most of the day. I was scared to leave because even though in my head I felt like it was wrong, I didn't know if she was I didn't know if what she was doing was truly wrong. She told me everything was my fault. Um okay, I'm gonna push on. And then it felt like I was wrong. I didn't know if what she was doing. And then October came of that year, and things were getting bad, and I finally started to break. I finally had made a friend in my class, and I was terrified of her knowing because I wasn't allowed to be friends with anyone of the opposite gender. It doesn't matter if that's all completely platonic. She kept being terrible to me, and I finally decided I would stand up for myself once in my life. That was the biggest mistake I have ever made. She flipped everything she did to me completely around and made up some really terrible things. She told me that I didn't stop, but I knew it
I've
was.
got the constellation right here already. Fucking don't go to university, especially fucking nowadays, because it's so fucking not worth it. America is going from an intellectual property fucking economy to having to go back to a fucking having to manufacture shit. Okay,
Yeah.
so only getting your fucking education and shit's not fucking worth it. It won't lend you to a job that you'll actually get any money out of. What you should do, and this will solve a fuck ton of your problems all right in one go fucking enlist in the US Army. Now, if don't fucking go infantry, you spend most of your time bouncing around shit like fucking engineer units and stuff like that and get your fucking grubby little hands on every fucking course you can get, from everything from how to use a Fred to how to use a Chuffer to how to fucking service a fucking Hummer to how to fucking replace tracks on tanks. Fucking everything that involves using your hands to do shit, repair shit, build shit, make shit, fucking create shit, what the fuck ever, because it's all going to
It'll.
be free fucking training that you can have practical experience at when you get out the other side, and you're going to get paid for the whole fucking lot with your housing and your bills and your clothes and all that kind of shit. Yeah, it might fucking suck. It might be a pain in the ass, and the army ain't fucking really the greatest fucking thing in the world right now because it's all full of woke cunts and fucking weak, limp wristed fucking faggots because Joe Biden, the fuckwit, went and fucking disgraced us all in fucking Afghanistan. No one wants to fucking sub fight for this fucking stupid old poofter. But fucking this will fucking get you out of these sluts' hairs. This will fucking prevent you from having to go and waste your time and money at fucking college. It'll give you a shit ton of practical experiences and fucking trades and shit when you get out. That'll lend you to just about any fucking job under the bloody sun, which will make you a hell of a lot more money because manufacturing jobs by the hour, or even like truck driving jobs or fucking warehousing jobs and shit like that, they pay fucking good money. And the whole thing with the whole college thing, right, is that you pay a shit ton of money right now, effectively the same amount of money as what a mortgage will be, and not so much what a mortgage would be right now. This would
Mm-hmm.
be a mortgage in a few years' time when fucking inflation kicks in even further. So you're already behind the eight ball before you fucking started, right? When you get out of college, if you can find a position in the 150 jobs that 1,050 people are fucking applying for, right? And you might get that good position, then you start paying off that fucking debt and you still aren't fucking making a profit until like 10, 15 years down the track, right? Then you can start looking at buying a house and all that kind of. You get these practical shit things right. You've already got that much money that you can put down a fucking deposit on a house in about 5 or 6 years. You can start fucking applying for loans and shit for maybe like a reliable car or even a house or something like that. And all that money is right then and there, right when you first start working, not fucking 10, 15 years down the fucking track, mate. Do that. If you don't, you're a dumb cunt.
Yeah, and it'll probably help with some of those self-esteem issues that you accumulated from.
Yeah, hopefully might teach you some leadership, initiative, and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, it'll definitely go away to repairing some of the damage done by your school peers. Reading on, I'm not gonna read this whole thing. It goes on about how he was beaten up, that how he was like
Oh
verbally
yeah, it'll teach you how to
assaulted.
defend yourself too.
Yeah. Um. So it goes on, but my advice is, yeah, take the route party if you 100% if you have that route available to you. I was not lucky enough to have the military available to me. I tried to go into the military. It did not work out because of my psych eval. I was not allowed access into the military. um, However, if you do have that route, go into it. You will be shit tons better for it in the end. I guarantee you. That's all there is to it.
You
A
never know.
couple of chats
Go
here from
career as well.
what's that?
You never know. It might end up going career.
Maybe, yeah. And then you'll get the ability to like live, in a pretty good fucking house for pretty damn cheap.
Yeah, and then like if he does end up doing the whole hog, there he goes. He gets a pension.
Yeah, there you go. Got a couple of chats here from Dasher. Don't worry, Dasher. I'm reading them. Don't worry. I just don't want to interrupt Party because he's got thought process going on. I don't want to interrupt that. I don't want him to interrupt my thought process unless there's something really fucking important to say. Um, so here we go. Mr. Hat gave him a colon examination. Yes, yes, for going to school. Yes, he was given a colon exam by Mr. Hat. University is a waste of money. Get a trade. Sounds like he's used to being verbally abused. Granted, if he joins the Navy, he's gonna get dilled even harder. Yeah, the Navy's a fucking joke, isn't it? At least the
Well, the
United
Navy,
States Navy.
navies nowadays realistically are the easier option. It used to be in the ADF, renowned for like the Navy being full of females because it was the easiest one to get into physically and technologically. Because the Air Force, a lot of like it's a lot more technology than like say fucking 100 years ago when it was like
Yeah,
prop phones and shit like that. So like air electronics, electronic warfare, fucking um, the radars and the fucking jamming systems and the fucking laser designators and all that kind of shit. It's all pretty fucking advanced, and
yeah,
you got to be fairly educated to do that. It's part of the reason why I never ended up being in the RAAF as a fighter pilot. I just couldn't do the maths properly. It just never interested me properly. Um, so I went Pongos instead.
yeah.
The
I
army is more
really wanted to
physically
be a fighter pilot.
uh, well, the army is more physically demanding, and females tend not to be able to keep up with that.
Yeah,
So, but the navy, it's not very physically demanding. Their physical fitness regime isn't as stringent as the other two services, and there's plenty of things on a boat that don't realistically need you to have much of a brain.
yeah,
But it doesn't take much to pull ropes and fucking swab the deck and you know put shit in the washing machine. Because
yeah,
there are people on Navy ships whose job is only to do the laundry. You know.
yeah. But yet, you still need to pass a psych eval to even do that. And
Oh
I'm
well,
not
yeah,
I'm not salty about it, but like because I understand. that you don't want any unhinged motherfuckers on a boat with 200 other people.
That is correct. And like, well, that's probably the only thing that the Navy has over everybody else is that like at least in the Army you're on land, and in the Air Force you're either on land or you're traveling or you can get out the plane or something like that
Yeah,
in a short amount of time. But like you spend 6 months on a ship with a whole bunch of people that you might be getting a bit fucking salty with. Um, it is a thing with like the submariner service that the 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 things are a lot more fucking different than what's on a surface ship because like if you're under the ocean and someone flips out, it's fucking you're stuck in a tube with this cunt. Um, whereas at least on a ship you might be able to sort of go up the other end of the boat and stop him from stop listening to him screaming about yiffing his own fucking farts or something.
yeah,
Um, and like even on like Deadliest Catch, they've mentioned on a few occasions where like they've been like right out in the in the ocean and shit like that, and cunts have flipped out and they've had to fucking rush back to some harbour and ditch him, or fucking even in some cases I think they've had him airlifted off the boat because fucking go out there and they get a thought in their head, oh fuck, this is the one that's going to have the rogue wave or some shit like that, and then they just get into this massive panic. You can't console them, fucking
yeah. No,
something like that, or they just get the shits with the crew, and it's like now he wants to kill every cunt.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that. So a couple more chats here. I'm just gonna catch up real quick. Dester says he was on his way to joining, then his dad got cancer. So that kind of like deterred him from joining, and that's a regret that he has. Navy and Air Force will let you join if you're under 40, but they lower the standards, so unqualified people are all in places they shouldn't be. Yeah, I would be one of those unqualified people. I want to fly a fighter jet, but I can just see myself snapping and just fucking pointing an F-16 at something and bailing, just just to fucking take the target out. And
Oh, I'd purposefully be getting an A10. I'd be an A10 pilot, just so it's like if I do flip out, I'll be going "Brr," for real.
right, you do like the Warthog, don't you?
Brr. A10's laughing. Brr.
That is the Warthog, isn't it? The A10 Warthog.
Yep,
Okay.
it's the
Because I'm thinking
A10.
the Horton B10. Is it the B10? The Horton's flying wing they developed for Germany during World War II that
Mm,
they only made like six of, but never really flew them.
uh,
I
yeah,
love the look of that plane. Is it the
yeah. Well,
B10?
its full title is the Fairchild A10 Thunderbolt 2, and
The
its nickname is Warthog.
HO229. That's okay. That's what I'm thinking of. The HO229.
Yeah. Oh, that flying wing's kind of like fucking Schrodinger's cat and oh, what's another fucking premise people keep using, but it's all fucking wrong. Um, oh, but like yeah, the flying wing really wasn't going to work. They found out like nowadays like it was too unstable in flight. Even Convair, who ended up becoming Northrop and doing the B-2 stealth bomber. They'd actually done two iterations of a flying wing in the 40s and 50s. One was a prop version, one was a jet version. They found that they were too unstable in flight, that they really needed computerized flight controls and stuff like that to actually
Yeah.
make them work. And that's why the B2 is in service, because it's now we've got the technology to actually make them do what we want them to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, these things were like that. Not only were they not stealthy, um, yeah, that's a big lie about that too. Because like, oh, it's made of balsa wood. Yeah, but it's still got two dirty, great big fucking metal engines in it.
Yeah.
You know, uh,
Huge ass engines on them. Like
yeah.
the intake alone is as big as the average male's torso is, and that's just the
Well,
intake.
that's another thing there too. Is that like the
It's
engines
fucking huge.
don't have any blockage in them or anything like that,
Yeah.
because the radars will actually see in the air intakes and like the fan disc on the front, and that fan disc, just the way that it's designed, ends up being like a fucking sparkling mirror. So it's not just fucking reflecting back a strong signal. It's going bing, 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 bing on over here. It's even worse. Like fronts of
It's like
propellers
that
and fucking
Robin
shit like that.
Williams sketch. It's like, hey guys, I'm over here.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the worst fucking thing you ever want. So, like in a stealth aircraft, you want basically like the air intakes to sort of have at least like a kink in it, so it's that you're not looking straight down it into the fan disc. But both of this had two fucking fan discs basically planted on the front of this bloody thing. You point a radar at that fucking thing, it's gonna look like the biggest fucking like you take an American fire truck with all the fucking flashing lights on it, and then triple it by a factor of 1,000. That's what you're gonna fucking get. It's the worst possible fucking design for it
Yeah.
ever.
I mean, I
But
love
yeah,
the way it looks. I love the way the HO-229 looks. It's a beautiful fucking work of art.
yeah.
But it's just,
But
it looks like
in
it can fly like a brick.
oh well, in IL two, it's actually a pretty good airplane.
Is it really? It looks like it
Yeah.
would just be really front heavy and that it would be constantly fighting gravity. But then I guess you have the offset from the jets, from the afterburners. I don't know.
Well,
Dester says the Gao 8 on a hog will mulch anything it hits.
yep. With depleted uranium rounds. Yeah.
F-117. I didn't think there was an F-117. I know the
Yes, there
Gao.
was. It's called the Nighthawk. It was the original stealth fighter. That's that triangular, angular fucking thing from the Gulf War,
Oh, it
which was
is.
actually never a fighter. It was
Yeah.
actually always a bomber.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I actually have a. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I actually have a Transformers toy that was based on the Nighthawk.
It was red, wasn't it?
What's that?
It was red, wasn't it?
No, it's like a, I don't know, kind of like an olive color.
Yeah, I was looking for
It's
red.
like a darkish olive. It was built by Lockheed Martin. Most of your at least American jets are built by
Hey,
Lockheed
your
Martin.
Transformers toy, you muppet.
What's that?
Your Transformers toy.
Oh, it was the Revenge of the Fallen movie Rat Bat.
Yeah, wasn't it red, but
It
the
had
toy.
red accents on it, but it's like an olive gray color, like an olive gray green color. I'm trying to find a picture of it. Was it Revenge of the Fallen? I really feel I know it was a Michael Bay movie, but I don't remember which one it came out for. It was either
Oh, there was executive decision where they had that fucking stupid wanky version of an F-117 that had a fucking crew compartment and this bloody docking sleeve and basically sucking the bottom of a 747 like a bloody parasite fish on the bottom of a shark or some crap. And bloody Steven Seagal fucking gets sucked out of the bloody tube when it disintegrates because of drama.
Rat Bat Michael Bay. Where the fuck is it? I'm trying to find pictures of it. Trying to fucking find pictures of it, and I can't find pictures of it online. I guess I'm going to eBay. Look for it on eBay. I bought it on eBay. Let's see, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and I want to say Raytheon. Raytheon, yes and no. They don't do exclusively U.S. planes. They
No,
do
Raytheon doesn't do aircraft at all. Raytheon does like all the systems and stuff inside it, like avionics packages and fucking
right.
like the computers
I know they
and
also do flight
like, the
suits.
laser designators and fucking targeting systems and stuff like that.
They do clothing too. They do military apparel too. Because I
Yeah.
do have a Raytheon. I have a Raytheon flight suit for my Ghostbusters costume.
Mm.
It's not correct. It's not accurate to the movie because they used and what the fuck was it? And you know what? Doesn't matter. They use a completely different one. Nomex. That's it. Nomex. They use Nomex flight suits for for the original Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
And I don't have Raytheon though use the same pattern but not the same material. The material they use is slightly lighter weight, um, and it's not the right color at all.
Probably polycotton.
It's something. My lights aren't on, and I'm not gonna go dig it out of storage, so I don't. Let's see, Rat Bat, Revenge of the Fallen. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, wait. No, that's the Fallen. I do have the Fallen too. I have that toy. But we're not looking for the Fallen. We're looking for Rat Bat. Was it Revenge of the Fallen? It probably wasn't Revenge of the Fallen. It was like, let's see.
You just go Transformers F-117.
Oh, God damn it. Why did you have to make it so easy for me?
What did you think of it easy at first if it was that easy? So I've only just figured out what you were trying to do.
Okay.
Is he looking at?
Nope, that's not it. There it is. It is Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, it's Mind Wipe. It's not Rat Bat, it's Mind Wipe. I was looking for the wrong fucking character. Mind Wipe in the Transformers canon is a bat, but he's able to control people using like some sort of weird telepathy thing. And I do have one. And apparently it's rare. How
And he has a sense of humor because he makes Joe Biden poo his pants in public all the time.
It's got to be him, right? He's got to be doing it. Mind
And
Wipe is a
Mitch
Transformers
the Bitch
PBS.
McConnell.
All publicly traded, even if Boeing's stock is dropping, it's still a safe investment. Um,
Uh, I don't know, mate. I fucking don't know. They just can't seem to do a single fucking thing right nowadays.
Boeing's
Like,
stock is
there's
about
so
as
many things that don't get fucking reported, man. Like, fucking that. Yeah, like they do seem to be focusing on it now, like that they usually do when they want to make an issue out of something, right? That they basically want changed. I mean, the media that is, but fucking there are like tons more incidents involving Boeing aircraft that are happening on a daily basis that they just aren't getting around to reporting because that's happening so many times, and it really is like I'm like a massive aviation enthusiast. Always have been. Boeing's been like fucking god tier fucking forever and a day. Always been fucking robust, strong, fucking reliable aircraft that you can just fucking trust and all this kind of stuff. But now it's like I'm even like, holy fuck, what the fuck, man? If it's a Boeing, man, I might not be going. Fucking like Boeing blaming McDonnell Douglas from the merger, that McDonnell Douglas's corporate and managerial fucking sort of style was a lot more gung ho and fucking cowboyish than what Boeing's is, and apparently that culture is what's affected Boeing. And it's sort of like, well, why aren't you just clearing these cunts out and fucking removing the cancer? And now they're like bumping off fucking witnesses and shit like that. And it's like, hey, this is starting to get a bit fucking sinister, fellas. What the fuck? Because if they don't care about fucking shooting witnesses, they obviously don't care about fucking planes crashing.
Oh my god. Farty, okay, so I closed out the eBay window. And I was listening to you. I promise I was listening to you, but something else grabbed my attention and I want to address it.
Yeah.
Because the very first window that popped up after I closed my eBay window was obviously the Reddit window that I still have open. Um, best place to buy slash hide a sex toy. I'm 16 female. I've been wanting to get a sex toy, but I don't know where the good ones are and how to hide them from my parents. They are pretty strict about this stuff. Thanks. I am not I am not going to give this person any advice. I'm not going to give this child any advice. However, I will say this. I think your parents would be a little bit happier that you were fucking plastic than a dude, to start with. And B, you can't hide shit from your parents. All right, they know every fucking thing. All right, you're not gonna hide it from them unless you fucking buried it in the backyard. So my advice to you is none. I have no advice. I'm just keeping my mouth shut. I'm keeping my mouth shut, Barty.
How old is he?
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if this was Australia, then yes, I could say, well, yeah, you could go down to Naughty Bookstore in your local town, all this kind of stuff. Walk in, fucking have a look around, find one you think you like, and then fucking go gamma and buy it. Not a problem. Fucking, you're 16 years old. Like I said, you're legal.
Yeah. I'm not going to give any advice to this one, but I just saw it and it kind of disturbed me. If you want to see,
However, this would probably be America, so you British cunts would be like, dude, you can't go in until she's like 27,000 years old and all this
yeah,
kind of shit. Wearing a chastity belt and fucking all this kind of shit.
there's shoes and
Um,
chains and shit. Yeah.
yeah. So you probably be shit out of luck doing it that way. Now, irresponsible monkey in me is going to tell you about a thing called websites. Go get yourself a PO box and then fucking send yourself go on a website and send yourself a doodle fucking through that way,
Here's Farty
and
giving
then
Barty a reminder.
and then as for fucking hiding it, well, I don't know, fucking
Keep
stick
it
it up
on
your
you
ass, I
at all
suppose.
times. Is that your advice? Keep it on
Well,
her.
that's where my advice sort of kind of fucking ends because I don't know the schematics of her house and all this kind of shit, and sort of that's where it becomes not my problem anymore. So I guess she can go fuck herself with it. Oh,
What?
speaking of fucking sex toys and shit like that, there's one of my subscribers. He's in China and uh, he wants to come to Australia, and Australian immigration won't let him fucking like come out here and
Okay.
get a visa. And he was saying in one of his videos that fucking he'd have to go back up north and work in the dildo factory again. So I sent him a fucking comment, something like fucking yeah, go back to the dildo factory and use your workers' discount to buy a big box of dildos and send it to Australian immigration with a note saying "Go fuck yourself."
Oh, that's great. I like
Yeah.
that. Oh man, I think I just landed on Pater here for an advice thing. But I got a couple of couple more comments here from Dester. He said defense contractors in general are a safe investment. Yes and no. Um, but I'm not gonna sit here and give investment advice because I don't really fucking know how that works, and I don't even have two pennies to rub together. So that's the thing. Also, Agent 47 was Boeing Employee of the Year. Um,
Fucking he'll have to, he's now going for what was it, the world championship for hide and seek. Fucking oh shit, what did you say just before then? Um fuck, oh never mind. Fuck it. Lost my train of thought.
uh, it's okay, party. I don't know either. Are we are we ready for the next advice thing?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. I don't think my husband is interested anymore. I'm 23 female. My husband is 28 male. We had a short separation a few weeks ago, but he wanted me to move back in. Now that I'm back, he stays gone. He comes home from work, goes straight to his friend's house until 12:01 a.m. He's been adding unclothed women and barely looks my direction. Probably like on social media and shit, huh? He never answers my messages, and I'm lucky enough to get cuddled at night for 5 minutes. I stayed one night with my mom this week, and he accused me of cheating while I was there. Does it seem like he's not interested anymore? If he's not, it's surprising considering he's begged me to come back and hacked my accounts to see if I was talking to anyone during our separation. Any advice is helpful. I'm just stumped. Okay, first off, I kind of feel as though there is some embellishment going on here. I don't know if that is the case, but that's the general impression I'm getting from reading this. Because A, there's not a whole lot of information here. It seems very one sided on your favor. I don't know what the backstory is. You're not giving us any backstory. You're not telling us why there was a separation to begin with. It could be that this guy is possessive and controlling, whatever. There is the random asshole who is like that, who is possessive and controlling and needs to know where you are at all fucking times a day, um and whatnot. However, um that goes against the the distance that he's allegedly creating. If he is creating this distance, there's a reason for it, and it contradicts the whole "he hacked my account" thing, because people who display, distanced behavior aren't going to display controlling behavior. So that's my analysis of this. Thoughts, Farty?
Mm, fucking how long are they going out for? And what was their status?
So there's no information. They're married. She's 23. He's 28.
Okay.
That's all there is to it.
Okay.
There's no backstory, no nothing. It's just here's the thing.
Okay. Fucking well, maybe it's a thing that he's just gotten used to, the whole coming home and just like it sort of like one thing that used to fucking sort of kind of fucking annoy me with bloody Susan, right, was when I come home, she like was adamant I had to come and fucking give her a fucking kiss and a hug and shit like that, before I did any fucking thing else. Well, the problem is, me cat Shadow used to meet me at the door and jump up onto me shoulder, and that used to fucking piss her right off. But like if I was busting for a fucking piss or something like that, she'd get the fucking shits if I went and went to the Dunny first, kind of thing. And I like I'm not really a touchy feely person. In fact, I'm really uncomfortable actually physically fucking touching people,
Yeah.
and the thought of intimacy and all this kind of shit just feels like I don't really feel comfortable. Like I don't know, I feel like I find fucking intimacy fucking weird nowadays. I've been single that fucking long, so I just don't fucking care anymore. Um, but he uh, like so I'm not sort of really a cuddly person or something like that, like I won't sort of shy away if someone came up and like, was sitting next to another Sheila and she fucking leant up against me. I'm not gonna say, "Whoa, girl jams" or some fucking shit like that. It's just I'm not really sort of gonna instigate anything, or sort of like I'll be sort of a little standoffish at least, a bit of fucking sunlight between the two of us. Um, that fucking so that did sort of, she did mention at some point that did come off as like she didn't believe when I said that I loved her, or fucking did show affection, that it was genuine because she had to sort of ask for it, because I wasn't really thinking of it. And you know, I was just figuring that the fact that I'm here sort of should denote that, like, I do show some sort of care for, you know, for the relationship and stuff like that. That I'm not out fucking, you know, drinking with me mates or fucking, doing something else. You know, I come straight home from work and all this kind of shit, and half the factor I'm not really all that touchy feely is because I'm fucking bloody exhausted because I've been working 14 fucking hours. Um, and yeah, she did say that that did come off as like I said, fucking that she wasn't convinced. So that might just be him, like he might just be used to the whole thing and have the attitude of, well, I'm here, so that should just account for something.
Yeah.
Um, and she's taken the Susan route of like, oh well, I need you to be fucking all over me, bloody, all at all hours of the fucking day and night. And if you're not, for whatever reason, if you go to work and all this kind of shit, you must be out doing something else and cheating and blah blah blah, which is what I end up fucking copping to. Um, and she wonders why it fucking didn't work out. Anyway, so, like, well, that's my theory on the situation there. It could possibly be that too. Put it out there for the universe, just so as fucking someone said it. But then again, it could very well be that he might be very possessive and think that because she's married to him that, like, he owns her or something like that, and she could very well be in the opening stages of what someone might have warned her just before they were married, like, hey, this guy doesn't pass a sniff test, and this poor silly fucker got thrown out of the friend pool because every bastard was like, why can't you just let her be happy? And like, you go, well, if she didn't get her head kicked in or murdered or something like that, I'd be happy. Well, they've got to learn from mistakes themselves, because those two things have been said to me numerous times when friends
Yeah.
of mine have got relationships with the wrong fucking person. Um, and some of them didn't end very well. Um, so, bloody, it could be one, could be the other. Personally, women get the choice in the matter, and evidently she chose the wrong fucking bloke. So,
Yeah. And that's the
if
problem
she's
is that
fed up,
women get the choice. Men really don't. We're constantly putting ourselves out there, and then you hear stories like this where, well, not like this, because again, we didn't have any fucking details. You didn't give us any backstory. You didn't give us any information other than, hey, he did this. He's distant, but then you go ahead and contradict the distance thing by showing, you know, aggressively possessive thing. It is going to be one or the other. It's never going to be both. And if it is both, it's very rare that it is both. Very, very, very fucking rare. Like 1 in 100 million billion rare. Okay, it just doesn't happen that way. So my advice to the person in question is figure out what fucking story you want to tell us.
mm,
Figure out what fucking, if he's the bad guy or if he's not the bad guy. And then stop asking us for permission for you to feel outrage. That's my advice. Piece of a
sounds like
Boeing plane landed in the front yard of the guy suing them. Holy shit.
huh?
Destier said that a piece of a Boeing plane landed in the front yard of a guy that is suing Boeing.
Yeah, probably suing him for the part that landed in his front yard.
Well, if the lawsuit preceded the falling object, that would be really fucking scary.
Huh?
Right? Like, you're sitting there, you're going to court with Boeing for something unrelated, and then a piece of, like, I don't know, cladding falls out of the sky and just, like, embeds itself, you know, right there. Hey, here's part of an alligator. Have fun with that. Or maybe some of the engine cladding falls off and fucking embeds itself in your yard and makes a huge fucking hole.
Or
That
the
would
rear
be,
cowl of a fucking of a wheel well of a 737, or
yeah, that would
maybe
be
a fucking
really
tire off
cool.
a 777, a whole wheel off a 777,
A whole wheel, holy
yeah,
shit.
bouncing through a car park. Uh,
Well, wouldn't it just like from let's see. Yeah, it would explode, wouldn't it? From the unless they're using solid rubber, because I know someone used
no,
like
no, 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 no. No, this is okay. So evidently you didn't hear about this one. Fucking this happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
oh
Fucking triple
wow.
seven took off out of San Francisco,
Okay.
and as it's taking off, like I was watching the fucking this happened fucking live on a fucking
Okay, because I heard about the
plane
plane
watching
landing
channel.
without wheels, and then how the pilot was like, "Hey guys, this is gonna suck," but I didn't hear
No,
about
no,
the
no, no.
wheel part like falling off mid-flight.
Hang on. Well, the triple seven's got a triple fucking bogey or a
Right.
triaxle fucking main landing gear. So there's 3 sets of wheels on each landing gear leg. Okay, so hang on. Well, I was watching this fucking plane spotter, fucking watching the airport. He's watching this fucking thing take off, and then one of the wheels fell off. Like the whole fucking wheel, like from like the wheel bearing, I think must have fucking shit itself, and it slid off the spigot. But like this whole fucking wheel just be boing as it's taking off, and it fucking it hit the end of like the like the runway area, and bounced into a fucking car park. It nearly hit this one car, and then it fucking KO'd this other one. Went through a bloody fence and
Holy shit! I did not hear
come
about
to
that
a
whole
fucking
story.
stop. Like yeah, that fucking happened, and like the next day, another one took off, and as the wheels were retracting, a tire blew, so it diverted to fucking another nearby airport where it landed safely. Like tires blow on aircraft all the time, right? In fact, one blew on an aircraft yesterday, and I was trying to make it out that it was going to be a massive fucking disaster, like a Titanic and fucking all this kind of shit. But that's why they got so many fucking tires on the thing, anyways. That like if some fail, that you've got backups.
Yeah.
Same thing with trucks. It's why you've got like the twins. It's why not all trucks use those super singles. So
Yeah.
if you blow a tire, you've got something else that's at least taking up some of the weight. Um, fucking
See, here I
uh,
thought like it literally fell off like as it was in
yeah.
cruising altitude.
Oh no, no. Well, if it did, then it's inside the housing, the wheel well,
Right,
and
unless
it's
unless the doors
encapsulated.
unless the doors fail.
Well, fucking that was then
Holy
like
shit, Des.
around about the same time, right? A
Right.
737 around the wheel well, just it's on the left hand side main landing gear, behind the main landing gear where the wing sort of tapers back into the fuselage. The sort of the tapered end of the fucking wheel well fucking. Oh no, sorry. It was just the part the panel between the wheel well and that tapered part where it melds back into the fuselage.
Mm,
That whole section came off, ripped off um, on one of those. And then I think there was another one on a 777 about 3 weeks ago that fucking did that. Um, so just the panel just ripped off the fucking plane.
yeah, I don't know.
It's
So
basically-
here's more story or here's more context. Um, Dester says he was already prosecuting Boeing for the parts falling off. Then an emergency ramp landed in his yard
Mm,
because this is the guy who started the investigation into Boeing, I believe.
an emergency ramp landed in his front yard.
That's scary as hell because that tells me a they know where this guy lives. It's probably already a matter of public record if there's a lawsuit. And B, they can just literally detach the parts as they see fit. And that idea scares me.
Okay. Um, unless someone opened a door in flight, that emergency ramp had to be placed there from some ground means, like it was driven there in a vehicle and then taken out of the vehicle by hand and placed on the ground door. You know, this
If
is
that's
kind of
the case,
sounding
isn't
more
that
like a
like
pathetic fucking prank where they've knocked on his door, and as he's opened the door, it set it off, and
yeah, like isn't that if that's the case, isn't that like that one movie, I forget what it was, but where the dude puts the horse's head in the guy's bed?
pretty much, yeah. So isn't that like the Godfather or some shit?
No, it was older than Godfather.
Oh, well, anyway, so okay, if you open the door of an airliner, okay, there's the
Hmm.
section at the bottom of the door. There's a small section at the door sill, and then there's like a bit of a platform between the door sill and where the floor actually starts. That's where the emergency slide is, in there. So you actually got to open the door before you can deploy it.
Yeah, the
And
Godfather
that
was the
it's
horse head in the bed. Okay.
yeah, that they do come in like a big sort of cassette, sort of like
Right.
cartridge kind of thing that they can pull out in one big thing, so they can
Yeah, because it's
replace
like a
them and
big
all that.
bouncy house, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they like have
Um,
to inflate it, and then it just kind of like, whoop, here you go.
well, in case it ends up being like it's designed to be a raft, like a giant raft, in case there's a water landing. They can be detached, and they can detach them from the plane and then tie them all together and become a giant fucking bouncy castle
Float of some
raft.
sort. Yeah.
But they're also designed to like be like emergency slide ramps. Like if the plane's on fire and you need to jump out, that like it's like you're not jumping from the door height off to the like concrete and shit like that.
Yeah. Because that would
But
fucking break your bones, and then you would end up dying
oh
right
yeah,
away.
yeah, then you'd be immobile under a burning aircraft. But like yeah, so but even still to replace them, you like to take them out of the aircraft, you still have to open that door. So no fucking way in hell would like the Boeing ring up fucking United Airlines and say, we want you to fly this specific course, and at this specific point, we want you to open the rear door and then push the fucking
Oh.
you know auto eject fucking button, which doesn't fucking exist, mind you. You know.
Okay, so apparently the story is the emergency ramp fell off and forced the plane to land at JFK Airport, and the ramp landed in his yard. So somebody probably just opened the door on purpose, and because you can account for things like your airspeed, you can account for things like wind shear, you can account for all these different variables and go, okay, this is the moment you need to open the door and eject the cartridge to get this thing to land in this fucking spot.
There's no like eject button all of a sudden. You still have to open the door mid-flight, and that's like the big fucking deal there too. That would have been all over the fucking news and
Yeah,
all
because
this kind of
you
shit.
would have been depressurizing at the very least the cabin.
Well, if the did he just say that like it was like coming in the land or something like that?
He said
Because
it
under
fell off
10,000 feet,
and it forced the
huh?
plane to land at JFK.
Okay, it fell off. Okay, so if it's above 10,000 feet, then yeah, you'd have depressurization issues. But like planes typically, when they start to depressurize, they go down below 10,000 feet, where the like it's more habitable.
Yeah,
Um, you don't need the oxygen anymore.
yeah. Because we wouldn't want our passengers to pass the fuck out and then die of what is it, hypoxia?
Hypoxia.
Yeah, fell off during takeoff. He said, I believe. Oh, well. Then there were still had to have been a door open. Is the
Yeah,
point that's being made? Is the door would have had to have been open?
yeah.
So they would have had to like they and if the door was open, it could have been incompetence where the door just didn't close. One of the flight attendants didn't close the door correctly, or someone popped it open and it was done maliciously. I don't know,
Mm.
but it's a scary thought that someone is suing Boeing for something unrelated and then ends up with shit falling in his yard that happens to be from Boeing property. That's scary to me. So,
I'd say fucking you know, fucking ending your free trial at life for fucking opening your mouth's a bit more scary. You know, Like, this is a fucking, aviation fucking company, like an aircraft company, not a
Yeah.
fucking,
It's
bloody
an old tank.
rescue distillery from back in the day, see?
How many
You
people
know,
fit in a 747? Like 150, right? Not counting
no,
you.
fucking heaps more than that. Depending on the airline, because like the seating arrangements are different and various
Yeah.
different things. So like a 747-400, you could have up to like 300 people on the plane. Like sometimes even more. Some airlines will have like a more luxurious sort of setup with more area between the seats and stuff like that, like Emirates or
Yeah.
something.
I've only
And
I've only ever flown on a 3 something. The Boeing 3 something. They're 300 series.
737.
No, they're 300 series. They're smaller ones.
Huh?
Or is it 400? It's one of the smaller ones. It's not the 747. It's not. It's not an air. It wasn't airliner. There was something else. Let's see.
Is it a
Boeing.
jet?
Is it 377? I think it was a 377. The Strato Cruiser.
737. It's a 737. Was it a jet? Did it have the jets on the wings?
Yes, but it was an old Strato Cruiser.
Huh?
Wait, no, it wasn't that. 307? How far back am I
737.
going? I know, I wasn't. Oh, here. It was a decommissioned Stratoliner, 307.
Huh?
Okay, when I moved from New York.
Put the picture up.
Okay, hang on. It was a decommissioned 307. It's fucking old. It was turboprop. Hang on. Let me get the fucking picture up. You know what it looks like, Barton, don't you?
Yeah, I said, was it a jet? You went, yeah.
Hang on. I'm
Bit of
getting
a
it up
difference
on
between a
screen.
turboprop and an actual jet, man.
There it is. There it is. It's on screen there. The airline had it as a loaner um, from the fucking.
It's not there.
It's not. Oh, okay. I put it on the actual broadcast.
Mm.
Hang on. Let me see to your needs, sir. Where did I fucking put it? Nope. Nope. I've got like 800 fucking windows open. Here it is. Okay. Present.
Mm.
There. Do you see it now, party?
Hang on. Google Chrome is being a dick.
Google Chrome is a dick. There's no being about it. It was designed as such. It cannot be anything other than as such. But yeah, it was on loan from a local museum to the airline at the time. I don't remember what the story was, but the pilot was so fucking excited, and I'm like, we're gonna die, and the thing is fucking rattling the whole time. Fucking rattling the entire fucking trip from New York to Chicago. And then we get on a smaller fucking turboprop, an even smaller turboprop that only hoses like 30 people. And that was a nightmare. I was just laughing at the fact that this dude is suing Boeing for being unsafe, and a piece of their plane lands in his front yard, making his case for him. Yeah, that's definitely fun. Is Chrome behaving now, sir?
YouTube isn't.
YouTube isn't. Okay. Well, I put it up on the StreamYard thing, so you can see it on the StreamYard thing. It's the Stratoliner. quad turboprops. Oh, look, there it is on YouTube now. There's a whole minute of delay, by the way, on between YouTube and what's it called?
Well, that's actually a radial engine, so that's a prop job, dude.
Are they not turboprops? I thought they were.
No, they're radials.
Radials, okay. Yes, remove it. So, yeah, that's that's what I flew from New York to Wisconsin in on. So I've never actually been on a 747.
Well, fucking, was it last time I come back from London, I boarded the plane, this Asian woman sat next to me, and there was this other girl in the seats in front of me, and all of a sudden we started pulling from the gate, and what the fuck? Anyway, one of the stewards walked past and was like, "Hey, is it just us?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, whole fucking economy is like there's only the three of us. So I said to the Asian Sheila sitting right next to me, like, oh girl, ugh. Anyway, fucking it said to her, "Oh, uh, uh, you know what? Just what? So, fucking when we take off and then seatbelt light comes off, like you can go take another seat and like you can sprawl out, like take the whole lot of the seats, lay down, get comfortable and all this kind of stuff." She goes, oh, okay. Anyway, fucking, so we take off, the seatbelt light comes off, and then she goes and sits in one of the aisle seats, bolt fucking upright the entire bloody flight. I'm thinking, you stupid bitch. I'm sprawled out over like three fucking seats, like just getting comfy and shit, and you know, and she's just sitting bolt upright. So just lay down, you silly old cunt. Fucking hell, get comfortable.
Yeah, I was scared to death flying on that old junker. Yeah. Uh, we can move on. I think from the plane, from the Boeing shit falling apart, because Boeing is about as stable in the air as they are on the ground, as they are in their stocks.
Yeah, so well, anyway, things are gonna get far fucking worse for Boeing. That was the point, right?
Yeah.
Sort of right at the beginning I wanted to make. That's with their stocks and investing in them because fucking yeah, a lot of shit doesn't get reported because there's so much fucking that's going wrong and stuff like that. There's too much going on. This shit with the witnesses, that's fucking not gonna go away. Then there's uh, fuck, there's a few other things that are going to happen that's just going to ruin their fucking industry reputation and all that kind of stuff. I believe that the 737 Maxes been grounded again for some reason to do with I believe MCAS might be to fucking blame for it again. Which oh my fucking god.
Sorry, cat's stabbing me in my fucking thigh. She wants attention.
Well, my one's curled up next to me like a good little girl, not fucking stabbing me in my side.
God, Jabby, fuck. Yeah, Boeing, you're in trouble, Boeing. That's all there is to it. It's gonna be funny
Yeah.
seeing. It's gonna be funny because I know the outcome. I already know the outcome because it's the same fucking story, time and again. What'll happen is the FAA, at the very least, is gonna go, oh well, we didn't see any problem here, so it's okay. And then the judge is gonna be like, well, there was this misconduct, but the underlying structure of this doesn't make any sense, so we're just gonna not do anything about it. And then Boeing's gonna walk away scot fucking free, as they have time and again.
Well, if the NTSB ever gets involved,
Involved.
well, in it's going to come to a situation where they might. Um, there's one woman that's impressed me because I do and like sort of happen to watch a lot of like Senate hearings and things of that nature,
Yeah.
and I've seen Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley interview this woman a couple of times, and she's the head of the NTSB at the moment, and she's very fucking impressive. Because you usually watch these things, and they ask them a question like, "Oh, what color is the sky?" And they, uh, "Sir, thank you for your question, and we'd like to extend our gratitude for bringing us here today, so we can discuss this matter and to determine what color the sky is. We have a comprehensive computer system that is manned by an extremely experienced team of highly dedicated professionals and all this kind of stuff." And that's where they usually get interrupted. It's like, no, 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 no. What color is the sky? Sir, yes, thank you for your question, and we appreciate and they just keep rattling on that and that just to fucking bleed out the
What
fucking
they,
time.
yeah.
But this chick, right? She's fucking. There is a part of investigating Boeing due to the MCAS incidents. That I believe it was Ted Cruz that she was talking to about this one, where she'd asked for specific things. This had to do with Spirit Aero. That's right, the
Okay.
subsidiary of Boeing. That asked for specific details about a specific crew that worked at a specific time, and then that basically, due to their own investigations that they'd only you know managed to do on their own owners by fucking um basically going out of the box kind of thing that people don't usually do.
Hmm.
um that they managed to interview a few people that let them know that the corporates had lied to them, that these individuals were actually contractors at the time that come from a different place, and that's the only reason why they know of these people's existences. And all this fucking information coming out from this one fucking question that she ran out the time. And then Ted's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, thank you very much. And like, can next time we speak to each other, can I get this, and this off you?" And she's like, "Yes, not a problem. I'll have that to you at the end of the day. And can I please add to this?" I'm like, "Hey, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, by all means, go ahead." And then she spent the next 10 minutes rattling off, "Well, what I couldn't get out is," and she got all these other fucking bits of information out. And it's like, what I need this from you guys, and the power to do this, and I need to fucking have warrants to search for this, and I need to do this, that, and the other thing. And fucking like, she was like fucking right into it, right on top of it. And
Hmm.
holy fucking shit, I was fucking impressed. So
Nice.
if she ever gets involved, Boeing is fucked completely because she's good. Can't
I'll take your word for it. Wait and see if anything
remember her
happens.
name either, eh?
But this song and dance has happened way too many fucking times, even with
Where the
people
fuck
who,
is your YouTube bloody channel? I can't fucking find it.
dude, it's Exiled Opinions.
Yeah, it won't fucking show me it.
Come on.
Fucking stupid fucking
Come on.
YouTube.
Destro found
Fucking.
it without a problem.
Come on,
Um,
you fucking stupid YouTube cocksuckers. I'm tired of owner
are
of the
you
fucking channel.
fucking kidding
What's it?
me?
What?
Signed out. Signed. Okay. Something went wrong. The fuck do you mean something went wrong? Something went. Oh.
What's going on?
YouTube is like, oh, you're signed out.
So what? I'm even on the air.
No, we're still alive. It just,
Oh, for fuck's sake, YouTube. Here we
alive.
go.
Just,
Fucking finally.
Yeah, the stream is still live. It's just fucking the YouTube studio has decided I don't need to see chat. It decided I can be signed out. That's fine too. Um, it just decided a whole bunch of things for itself. So that's fun.
Oh, well, I finally bloody found it. They've buried it like fucking bloody 99 bloody scrolls down the search thingy.
Yeah. You hear that, chat? We've been buried by YouTube. Um,
With Exiles.
exiled our opinions. Which is why the channel was named as such to begin with.
Yep.
Alright, so, let's see. Pick a number between 1 and 4, Farty.
2.
2, okay. This one's right up our alley.
Uh,
My husband and I are due to have a baby very soon, and his ex just reached out saying he is the father of her son and asked him not to tell me. My husband and I are at a loss of what to do. Any advice on how to proceed while getting to the truth, but also protecting ourselves would be much appreciated. I'm not even sure where to start. I guess a little background on our relationship. We met early 2014, and by summertime, we were together. By winter, we officially moved in together. It was fast, but we immediately clicked, and honestly, it felt like we just knew. I know it sounds corny. We recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary. However, with marriage and kids, we've been taking our time, and we're in no rush. We got married a couple of years ago with a very small ceremony, and only recently decided that we were ready to start a family. Some important context before I continue. We both decided to start going to therapy in 2020 after my husband lost his grandfather in a very traumatic way. Without going into specifics, his grandfather was admitted to the hospital suddenly and had horrifically slow decline, all during the beginning of the pandemic. Lockdown protocols were at the height during this time, and absolutely no visitors were allowed. My husband was also considered a frontline worker and was very stressed, all while his family tasked him with being the one to coordinate the care for his grandpa and communicate everything back to the family. My husband and his family are from another country, and a good portion of his relatives do not speak English. Since my husband speaks excellent English and his grandfather raised him like a son, my husband's actual father was not in the picture. He felt this responsibility, while also having it placed on him by his family. Shortly after his grandpa passed away was when we decided to go to therapy. It started as a grief counseling, but here we are 3+ years later. We found it an invaluable resource. Sometimes we go together to talk about something, sometimes we go separately. Overall, we have both made enormous progress in ourselves mentally and emotionally, and we've strengthened our communication foundation as partners. Due to all our hard work on ourselves and our strengthening our relationship, we felt like we were ready to start a family and become parents. We decided to start trying in the fall and almost immediately found out I was pregnant. I am due next month. This brings us to the present. The last couple of days, my husband has been very stressed. He does a great job now with great benefits, enjoys his coworkers, and gets along well with his boss. However, the nature of his job is stressful. It's not unusual for him to become very stressed due to his work. We have been working on him managing his stress in therapy, sometimes alone, sometimes together. So this session, he asked me to come with him, and I thought we would do more of the same work. When we go into our therapist's office and sit down, our therapist looks at me and said, "Your husband has something to tell you. He received a call 2 days ago and called me immediately after. We discussed the situation, and he said he was having a hard time processing everything and wanted a day or two and to come here together and we could discuss what is happening." I immediately knew something was very wrong. I could feel devastation building in the pit of my stomach. I looked at my husband, and his head was in his hands, and he was already crying, barely able to speak. I know my husband very well, and I guess that there was only one thing that could bring him to this state: some more context. My husband had a very messed up childhood. As I mentioned before, his father was not in the picture. I can go on for days about how everyone and everything failed him in the first 18 years of his life, including all the wonders and traumas of growing up in an undeveloped country and the painful journey it took him literally and figuratively to come to the US and become a citizen. The one thing that went right for him was that his grandparents raised him for the first half of his childhood. They were his pillars, and his parents were not involved. They did not decide to get involved. They did more harm than good. When they did decide to get involved, they did more harm than good. Okay, that's so she's talking about his parents in that sentence there. Okay, all right, all right. This is why we took our time deciding to become parents, and it was important to both of us we worked through our issues to a fair degree to become good communicators and do our best not to pass on generational trauma. He's always told me he could not wait to become a dad, but he was going to do it the right way and be there for his children and give them everything he never had, including a loving, supporting, emotionally available father. In that moment, the therapist's office, I looked at him and said, "You found out you have another kid." Our therapist just said, "Wow, I could feel my husband just wanting to collapse in on himself." What I was told then was that an ex from about 12 years ago reached out to my husband via text and she had something she needed to tell him. He wasn't sure whether to respond or not, but she was pretty insistent and tracked him down through another avenue online. So he decided to have a call with her. He described the past relationship as casual and not healthy and didn't want to give her much time or energy, so he told her he had a conference call he had to jump on in 10 minutes. She went straight into it and said he had an 11-year-old son. He didn't know what to say to that and that he would have to call her back, and this warranted a longer conversation than 10 minutes. They agreed to talk later and hung up. He then told me about the relationship and what happened back then. He said they weren't even in a relationship and it was more like friends with benefits with her, and really she had a much more involved and toxic relationship with another guy. He said
DNA
every
test.
huh
DNA test. Do it.
DNA test, yeah, do it.
Yep.
Um,
Because other boyfriend scumbag. This guy's successful. She wants money. Fuck it. DNA test.
yeah, I agree. He said every time they broke up, she would call him. He said he would see her maybe once a month, sometimes more, sometimes less. This lasted about a year and a half, ending when she called him one day and told him she was pregnant. He asked if it was his. She said she didn't know. He asked for a paternity test as he wanted to know if it was his kid and if it was, he wanted to be involved. She said she would get one. He stayed in contact with her throughout the pregnancy, and she finally got the paternity test and said it was the other guy's kid. They ended up getting married, and a couple years later had another kid together. My husband said they had moved on and honestly felt some relief. A year after that, the kid was born, and that was when we met. They
Hang on,
reconnected.
hang on, hang on. Who got married? Did this dude get married and have the kid, or did she get married to the other dude and have the kid?
The other dude and the other lady.
Okay, so the dickhead husband with
Huh?
so yeah, the dickhead husband, not the subject of the story.
Yes, the dickhead, and not
Okay, okay,
this
okay,
guy.
okay. So
Uh,
that means that both kids are his then.
could
But
be.
the both kids are the dickhead husbands.
Yeah, could be.
Okay,
Um,
right, yeah, right, with you now.
my husband said at that point he had moved on and honestly felt some relief. A year after the kid was born was when we met. They reconnected the next morning over the phone, and the following points were discussed. She said she was sorry, but didn't really elaborate on what for. He asked about the paternity test back then, and she said there wasn't actually one. He asked why now. She said that her and her husband are divorced, getting a divorce. She didn't make it clear. She also said that she found out her dad that raised her wasn't her biological dad when she was 18, and she almost killed herself because of it, and she doesn't want her kid to go through the same thing. My husband said he would go need to go to get a paternity test done now, and she said of course. She said that she is not in a hurry. She also said that her ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, whatever, has a new girlfriend and got it into his head that the kid doesn't look like him. And they already did a paternity test and it came back that he's not the father. She said that she does not want to tell her kid soon who his real father is. My husband asked if the kid currently knows her ex-husband, ex whatever, is not actually the biological father. She said no. My husband asked
I
what kind of
wouldn't believe
relationship.
what the ex-husband's saying.
Say again.
I wouldn't believe what the ex-husband's saying about a DNA test.
I wouldn't either. Let's see.
Because if he's a dickhead about whether he'd go through and pay for it because it's pretty expensive,
Yeah.
he'd just say it.
Yeah. No. I agree with that. My husband asked what kind of relationship the kid and her husband, ex-husband, have. She said they are the best friends. Oh God. She said she's not looking for financial support from my husband, us, that it has been her and her kids, and she can continue taking care of them. When she found out my husband is married and has a baby coming very soon, she said, "Don't tell your wife; it will cause too much stress for her and the baby." Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I know there is more, but I can't remember at this moment. Some things to note: the ex-husband was there at the birth, signed his name on the birth certificate, gave the gave the kid his name, and for all intents and purposes, is legally considered the guardian and biological dad of the child at this time, as far as we know. We all live in the same state, but not in the same area or county. We are several hours away from them. Now back to therapy. After discussing all of this, our therapist made a couple main points. First of all, we need to get legitimate paternity tests done. My husband is currently looking into it. Secondly, he made it very clear to my husband that even if this turns out to be my husband's child, this does not entitle my husband to a relationship with this kid. We should all keep the child in mind and move at the child's pace. I do have some words. This is just me breaking away for this for a second. I do have some words about this that I will share once I'm done reading this all. Um, he said that most likely this kid will not want anything to do with my husband and will become insecure in his own homes with so much changing and will be fixated on the relationship with his dad he has known his all his life. Realistically, especially with them living far away, nothing will change quickly. Lastly, we talked a good while about some of the things my husband's ex said on the phone do not make sense or line up at all. Specifically, how the dad felt so strongly that the kid wasn't actually his kid and that they went and got a paternity test, but also that he and the kid are best friends, which is a weird way to describe a relationship between a father and son. Also, apparently, they have been more than one alleged paternity test at this point, which my husband has never seen. Also, how has she been and continues to be manipulative and deceitful, especially how she is trying to control the situation by placing fear into my husband by implying that if he tells me what's going on, it will stress me out to the point where it could be bad or hurt our baby on the way. Our therapist does not trust this woman, and neither do we. We are not convinced at this point that any of this is true or that we should believe her. Anyway, I know this is a long. I know this is too long
Yeah,
already.
pause there for a sec because,
Yep.
funnily enough, my relationship with Susan is a really fucking weird one, right? Because Susan was a leso when I met her,
Right.
and she left her leso ex for me. Now, Susan was married to a guy called Gary, who apparently, because he worked for Microsoft and he was actually gay, had a fake marriage with Susan just to pretend that, to keep the homophobic Yanks from fucking sacking him.
Right.
Um, anyway, yeah, the story doesn't really sound that fucking plausible now, but anyway,
No, it actually sounds more plausible now than. Yeah. Go
well,
ahead.
anyway, fucking no, well, they wouldn't have sacked him for being a poof, not in Australia anyway. It would be Australian industrial laws, not fucking Yankees. But anyway, fucking, she ended up having two kids, Joshua and Cameron,
Mm,
and uh, they end up splitting up and fucking getting divorced, and Susan ends up marrying this other fella called Michael, and has a daughter called Amy to Michael. and then they split up, and Susan ends up with this fucking diesel dyke called Naomi, and in like it's a weird time frame, and it doesn't really add up to what the official story is. And basically, fucking, they both fuck Gary one night, and fucking Naomi gets pregnant from Gary, and then fucking sometime after that, Naomi has a miscarriage. This is only like in the space of like a month or two, and then they fuck Michael, and then somehow Naomi gets pregnant again from that, and that's how Jai becomes a thing. Now, fucking Jai looks more like fucking Gary than he does Michael, but fucking they don't want to say anything to Gary because Gary's got the money behind him to get enough lawyers to make it not his fucking problem.
Right.
But Michael's fucking got no money whatsoever and got blackmailed into thinking that fucking Jai was Michael's, not fucking Gary's, because they could fucking basically threaten and fucking intimidate money out of Michael and not fucking Gary. And I even sat Susan down once, and like, because I was naive at the time, didn't think that fucking that Susan was actually in on it, and I thought it was Naomi that was doing the blackmailing. And I said, look, fucking, Jai's probably Gary's kid, not Michael's. And she goes, oh fuck, not you too. And I'm like, yeah. And I laid it all out. It's like he looks like Michael, fucking. Oh, sorry, he looks like Gary. He's got the same facial features and fucking the same hair color. It looks nothing like fucking Amy or Michael, and they both got skinnier features and blonde hair, blue eyes, blah 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 blah. Blah. Fucking then the time frame, right? What you explained to me couldn't possibly happen. If she had a fucking miscarriage, then she's not getting fucking pregnant like another fucking month down the bloody track. Fucking all this kind of stuff. And then like you reckon that like Michael reckoned he pulled out. Okay, well fucking well fucking if he did, well then how the fuck did she or pre cum? Oh get fucked pre cum, get fucked. And then bloody, I even pulled Michael aside and I said, Jai's probably not yours. I reckon if you did a DNA test, all this shit would be over. And he just like was terrified. He's like, but what if it isn't? What if he is mine? I'm like, I'm guaranteeing you, man, he is not yours. But what if you're wrong? I'm like, I'm fucking telling you right now, man, he's not yours. But you can't be sure.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, man. So yeah, like that was the reason why they had him all pinned up like that, because he couldn't financially fucking fight his way out of it if he was wrong.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I had to say about this is that kid is leave the fucking kid alone. He's 11, 12 years old. He's 12 years old at this point from at the time of this posting, which this was posted earlier this morning. This kid is 12 years old. This kid has 6 more years until legal adulthood in the United States. Another 4 years if it's Australia. If this was posted, let's see, this was posted 9 hours ago. So this was probably posted 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. last night, my time. No, leave the kid alone. All right, the ship has sailed on this child. This child
Yeah.
is better off with the man who doesn't believe this kid looks like him. Apparently, from what we're told, uh, from a third party, not even a third party, an unreliable third party, so a secondary third party, right? Someone who didn't even get the information firsthand. We got information third hand from a third party through another third party. So we're already fucking 4 layers into this shit. Um, so leave the kid alone. You don't need a DNA test. It doesn't matter at this point. The kid has already grown up to the point where this is his father. End of story. End of discussion. Now, here's the advice I guess that's the advice I would get is that kid, even if he is yours biologically, he's not yours. That that kid is that kid belongs to the other dude. one way or the
Well,
other.
there is a decent reason for actually getting this sorted out with a DNA test. That could be underlying health issues
It
with
could,
whoever the
right?
father's lineage is. Now, to be fair on the kid, um, then this would be more the actual people who've been looking after this kid's fucking decision that been his kid's primary carers for the last however many years, right?
Hmm.
Would be to whether it be fair for him to at least know. Okay, so go like this dude has to go and get these fucking DNA tests just to make sure that this kid is or isn't his because
Hmm.
of the health aspects of it.
Yeah,
Now,
and
yeah,
that's fine.
at that point there, you don't have to tell the kid. You know,
Yeah.
if she's like genuine, doesn't want money for the kid and all this kind of stuff, and they're realistically, other than the health aspects of getting a DNA test, would be to fucking not even worry about even mentioning it.
No, you're right.
Then fucking at that point, once you get that DNA test, and you go right, well, okay, right, well, it's his bloodline, right? Well, we got to worry about what his inherent fucking things are, because there could be things like like congenital heart disease, like
Hmm.
diabetes, fucking all sorts of shit like that.
Hmm.
Um, and if the kid sort of like might handle like, okay, right, well, we've now sorted it out. He's your father, but he's not actually your father. This guy is your biological father, but as far as he's concerned, he's been your father this whole time. Blah 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 blah. Blah. If you'd like to get to know this bloke, then yeah. If not, well then okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that point. But that kid, like I said, that kid. Nothing goes on with this kid. That's it. This kid is already someone else's kid. Not your horse, not your show. All right. He's already it is ingrained in his psyche that this other guy is his dad,
But
and
that
nothing
discussion
is
might not ever happen because, well,
yeah.
I'm fucking pretty adamant that it's the arsehole father who's the father in the first place. So if they do get a DNA test, it'll just confirm my suspicions, and I won't even have to have that discussion.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's all that kid is that kid. That kid already belongs to that other guy, and that's all there is to it. That's my advice: is leave the fucking kid alone. Leave the kid out of this. Do the DNA test to make sure the kid won't have like a
Well,
fucking stroke when he's 16 or something. But other than that,
Destroyer does
what's that?
Destroyer does bring up a point, and you did mention that this chick was being a bit manipulative and all this kind of stuff. And he goes, the main issue is that the husband feels responsible for the kid and is convinced that he's abandoned the kid. Yeah, yeah. So that might even be an ulterior motive for this chick if she's fucking manipulative, is to just have this fucking hanging over his head without any confirmation. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
because I feel like a cunt for fucking leaving Jai. Like the kid's not even biologically mine, but like for the first 5 years of his life, I was the nearest thing to a father he ever had. So you know
Yeah,
that still chews me up. Like fucking like because I had to sort of abandon the entire situation there because fucking yeah, living with lesos isn't as fucking fun as it's all fucking made out to be.
right.
Um, It's yeah. Anyway, fucking. So I was always wondered whether, like, you ever wondered what happened to his unky Phil and all this kind of shit.
Yeah. Dasher says the main issue is the husband feels responsible for the kid and he's convinced he abandoned the kid. That's that could be a thing, but no
Fred,
one I can see that being a thing. Um, but you got to realize that he's not responsible because he was given information one way or the other, and he can only ever, based on the circumstances of the relationship, from what we're told, even no matter how unreliable that initial source of information was for us, no matter how unreliable, we have to take into consideration that that there is some truth to it, and that the truth is that this kid, um, that the information that we were given by by the psycho fling, okay, was being dishonest, right? We have to assume that he assumed that, well, no, this, the information we were given was true and correct. He's not responsible for the manipulative chick gaslighting him into believing he is.
That's where you put
Yeah,
the
he's not.
kibosh on
Yeah,
it. Now get the test.
he's not. And you just have to deal with the situation as it appears. The situation as it appears is that she said a thing, and he has to take responsibility for either accepting it at face value or not. He chose to accept it at face value. He has no right at this point in time to be upset that he accepted it at face value. He has no right to be upset that the lie that may be perpetrated is, the thing. And if she did lie about it the first time, how do we know he that she didn't lie about it the second time, and then the third time, and the fourth time? How do we know
Well,
that she even had
well,
it
yeah,
in to begin with?
he reckons, or the dickhead husband reckons that he did one. Well, we'd like to see that. Where's that evidence of that? Yeah, thanks. Where's the paper? Fucking, because like I said, he seems like a bit of a dick that'd just fucking say it.
Yeah.
So, this chick's husband needs to get his own fucking evidence. Not just rely on fucking trust me, bro.
Yeah. No, the play is the DNA test, but it's not to ensure the kid is his or not. He
It's just to clear the waters.
Yeah, I don't even think that the kid. I don't even think that the guy that this lady is talking about, her significant other, from this first level of storytelling, I don't believe they should even know if the father, the biological father, is him or not. I believe that she should know, the mother, the dude that she had a fling with. I believe that mother should know, but I don't believe anyone else has a right to know, because like the kid should probably know what his genetic ancestry is, but only insofar for medical conditions shit. That's it. That's the end all be all. That's my take on it. I got nothing to say about that.
I say, fucking kill him and eat him.
Yeah, grind them up, bake them into paste. Corpse starch, anyone? No, I'm moving away from Warhammer stuff, so no corpse starch. All right. We got time for one more before I am done for the day. Because my brain is just not, what it used to be. Let's see. Do you want uh, let's see. Do you want mental health, possible
Nope.
sexual manipulation, or someone who thinks their boyfriend is attracted to someone else?
What was the middle one?
Possible sexual manipulation.
Mm, mm, fuck, don't ask me. I'll just work here, man.
Okay. You said no to the mental health one, right?
Nah, fuck that shit, man. That, like, dealing with me mental health seems to be making me fucking worse. Because
Yeah,
nothing fucking happens, and then basically all that bloody happens is that it ends up being, oh, have you tried Lifeline? I'm like, motherfucker, that's like trying to put a fucking rescue remedy on an amputation
um,
at this point.
one
Or
thing
Or shall I call somebody out? No, that results in a welfare check, and you might call the ambulance, but no, the police come out and treat me like a cunt. No, I don't particularly want to be fucking tased by some dumb fat bitch who just doesn't like bloody men.
Yeah.
Fucking
I've come to the conclusion that without any, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. Uh, so I'm gonna have you flip a. No. All right. So just pick one or two.
so
Two. All right. So we're gonna go with the. Um, we're gonna go with the. I'll just read the title of the post. I think my boyfriend is unaware of his feelings toward my best friend, or it might be that I just don't understand enough about a male way of thinking. I
she's
love him.
jealous.
Huh?
She's jealous.
Oh yeah. She goes, I love him and I need advice. What are we going on here? Let's see. Mental health Reddit is how you wind up with behavioral disorder. No, behavioral disorder is how you end up with Reddit, which I don't know allows others to program themselves with your behavioral disorder.
Well,
Um,
well, well, that's not really a mental health thing. That should just be a PSA of why you shouldn't go to college.
I know you didn't mean that to be funny, but it was.
No, I did
So,
that actually.
huh?
I did actually.
Oh, well then, go fuck yourself. All right, this is kind of a
Well, I mean,
long.
look at the fucking cunts. They go in fucking normal people and they come out with all these dissociative disorders and they bloody 50 different fucking pronouns and bloody weird ways of fucking speaking to them with grunts and clicks and all this kind of shit because they've, got fucking bloody cranial peroxide poisoning in their fucking brains and bloody constantly dyeing their fucking hairs all these weird colours and the bloody piercings all the way through them. They went through the fucking airport. They'd be there for fucking 3.5 hours, taking them all out, putting them in the trays. I don't keep setting off the fucking metal detector. And then like, they have all these different weird things that they want to fuck as an excuse because they're now fucking stupid, hideous, fucking looking creatures that no one wants to fucking touch with a 50-foot fucking clown pole and then just make out they're not just lonely fucks now because they've got this mental health disorder that some other asshole's gone and fucking taught them that doesn't reflect in the bloody real world. Now all you poor silly cunts have to go and pay their fucking bills because they're too useless to fucking go and get something bloody useful.
Or snapping your fingers because clapping is offensive for some reason, as Jester put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this one's kind of long, but I'm gonna soldier through and I'm gonna read it. Are we ready? Please tell me we're ready because I'm dying here. My boyfriend and I are almost dating, or my boyfriend and I have been dating for almost a year. I met him through a mutual friend of my best friend's friend. First time we met was in a group setting, and I thought he had feelings for my best friend just from the way he acts. Just more touch than necessary, and only the three of us were single at the time. This was his third time meeting my best friend. He's an introvert, and so am I, but that night we both were tipsy, and one thing led to another. We ended up separating ways, with him bringing my number home. We're now together, and I've told him before, I used to think he liked my best friend, which he denies, and we moved on. The thing is, my thought came back to me one day after we hung out together, 4 months into our relationship. Just the way he looked at her, how their bodies just gravitates toward each other. Every time I look at my boyfriend, he's somehow always next to my best friend, and just other subtle movements, but I never said a thing. Then after that, we went out as a group. My best friend and I did skydiving, in which we both receive a video of our jumping experience, which would be sent by email whenever it's ready. I've been looking forward to my video the whole day, and he knows it. Finally, it arrives, and I was excited to see it. My best friend video came at the same time, and because she knew she was terrified when she did it, she was hesitant to open it. My boyfriend said in front of everyone, I'm more interested to see your video. This broke me. I wanted to cry. but I didn't for the sake of the group fun time. But I no longer enjoyed watching my video. At the end of the hangout time, as we said goodbye, I spoke to him how I felt when he said that. He apologized and said he won't do it again. Weeks after that, I noticed he kept mentioning to me to invite my best friend to our gym sessions. I'm not fine with that because he knew how I felt about him and my best friend. Even though he's explained that it's not true, it's hard to just avoid doing things that would trigger. Is it hard to just avoid doing things that would trigger my jealousy? Oh, so you're aware that you're jealous. Okay, all right, that's interesting. So I kept saying no and making excuses. The next one, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I believe it went something like this. I kept saying no to the gym together with her. So just us two, that goes. And finally, on one attempt, I gave it to us having coffee together. I think it was because my best friend was telling me about her dating life, and my boyfriend we initiated talk over coffee, but I'm not too sure. I haven't told him that set up I've set up meet up day with her. In days before the meetup, he asked if we should invite my best friend to our gym session. And finally, I think he got that I felt uncomfortable and asked me if I still have suspicion of them. I confirmed. He explained that it's not the case, that it's just my best friend has good gossips that the guy wants to gossip, but just that they don't have people that would. Okay, Jesus Christ, learn how to fucking English. Okay, so he likes to hear gossip, but no one would gossip with him. Okay, whatever. Moving on, because there's just too much in that sentence. I'm sorry, it's just really hard to fucking read. I believed him and went to hang out together with my best friend on the day. He initiated we go to the gym together, knowing that my best friend is going gym, and asked if my boyfriend and I are going gym. Oh my god, dude. Fucking English.
Sounds like he's just trying to be friends with her friend and,
Well,
fucking, so they can
she,
all be, friends and do friend shit together
yeah, so she's a
and
friend.
not be at each other's fucking throats.
Yeah, so they were introduced by this chick's best friend. He probably asked her best friend, like, you know what I mean? Like, he probably asked the best friend to introduce him to someone he could, talk to. And she was like, okay, I will introduce you to this girl. And this girl is now her his girlfriend. And she's now upset that the person that got them together is still in the picture.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
Okay,
what it
okay.
sounds like. It sounds like she's jealous that
Hey,
she's
with your
not,
know, Ted?
huh?
With your know, Ted?
Yeah. Sounds like she's jealous that she's not the center of this guy's world. But the problem is, if she were the center of this guy's world, she wouldn't be able to handle it and dump him after the 4 month fucking mark.
No, 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 no. They're not fucking. They're just good friends. Like, yeah, he's in her like in the friend zone. Fucking has been for ages.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
and
probably why he asked her to set him up with someone because he knows he's in the friend zone and he's establishing, fuck you, go get fucked.
or she's done him a solid and threw him a bone just to get him off her. But fucking still values his friendship and all this kind of shit. Still wants him around as a mate. And the chick that she's set him up with is just simply fucking jealous that he's got a female friend.
Yeah. Dexter says he
Simply,
was friends with her before he was in the relationship with the crazy one. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy one's just now jealous that he's got a female friend. This happened with me and Susan because there's an old friend of mine, Kate. I was annoying at her work at the time. She worked at this Roxbury Hotel in this in a suburb called Glebe in Sydney. Real fucking mad. Fucking steak Diane there. Fucking. Anyway, yeah, she worked as a bar bitch there, and fucking so I'd go and annoy her through her shift and shit. Anyway, fucking massive set of fucking tits. She was so spectacularly top heavy. It was not fucking funny. She used to wear these tight fucking t-shirts too. The fucking and when I started going out with Susan, every now and then I still pop by the Roxbury every month or so to fucking because I really fucking like the steak Diane, the Diane sauce, and you'd reek of this shit for fucking like days afterwards. This shit like it'd be leaking out your fucking pores, man. Like oh fuck, it was good. Um. Anyway, bloody and Susan used to get the shits because I was talking to Kate, and like fucking that horse had fucking sailed fucking a decade before bloody I even knew Susan existed. But still, fucking yeah, still didn't stop Susan from being bloody jealous.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna skip a whole bunch of shit because she just goes on a jealous tirade about, you know,
Well, I
about
think we
how
kind
much
of
of a
found the
crazy
problem.
fucking cunt she is. Could this be the last paragraph? The last paragraph here is the last two paragraphs here is I don't understand why he does this. He treats me so gently, so why does he do this? He doesn't deprave me of affection. I think you mean deprive you of affection. I came over to his place last night and was going to leave at 12 a.m. I was extremely tired, and he saw that in me and insisted to drive me home 40 minutes away. He ended up sleeping at 2 and got to my house at 9:30 in the morning the next day. Could this be pure innocence? He promised not to talk to my best friend ever again and just avoid her for both our peace of mind. But I just doubt that his feeling is 100% for me. My best friend is truly an attractive person inside and out, and she is funny as well. I need advice from people who have been in my situation with you. First off, pull your head out of your ass. This dude is gonna fucking run from you because of your fucking jealous ass bullshit. All right, it's fine to be jealous, but it's an entirely different thing to fucking. I was reading here and there. I'm not gonna read it all out loud because it's just bullshit. But fucking, she's sitting there, scanning his phone and shit, and like you want him to be 100% focused on you at all times. That's what your fucking problem is. All right? Some guys will like that. Some guys will not. It's not a universal thing. Here's my honest thought here. This guy is not the type to just be lovey-dovey, night, fucking all the time. This can be summed up in 2 words: women moment. Yeah, probably. Um,
Well, it
but
sounds like he is fairly,
he's fairly
affectionate.
receptive to her,
He's
right?
quite
He'll drive.
affectionate considering.
Huh?
He's quite affectionate considering.
Yeah, considering he'll drive you to your house at 12 a.m.,
Right.
get home, sleep for 4 hours, and then fucking drive back out to see you. Literally, fucking okay. Get to bed at 2. Got to your
Well, what's
house
she
at
complaining about there? I mean, she was asleep the whole fucking time. Like,
yeah. Like,
it's not like,
could it
they were
be?
going to sit up playing fucking Nintendo or something.
Yeah. It's possible that he's including. Okay, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. He's affectionate toward her. He is receptive of her affection toward him. He is not, however, receptive of her jealousy and the insane shit she's doing as a result of the jealousy. The insane shit is probably a little too much for him. Now, you basically forcing him to cut out one of his lifelines, right? One of his friends, because a friendship is a lifeline in this life. Um, what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up driving this dude away. Your craziness, and if you don't drive him away, your craziness, you're gonna fucking dump him because you can't handle the fact that he's got a female friend, and that's all entirely on fucking you. It's on you for being a fucking dumb piece of shit. That's all there is to it. You're a
I don't
dumb
know. I
piece
think
of
this chick's
shit.
broken goods.
Huh?
I think this chick's broken goods.
On broken goods. This is fucking. This is like that time at Target. I found a dead chick in a crushed egg carton. I literally found a dead chick. I was at Target. I was going to buy some eggs because I needed eggs, and Target was the closest thing to me. And I go down to the dairy area, and I grab a fucking carton of eggs, but it's all crushed. So I pop it open, and I'm looking to see, if it's just the carton or anything. No, there's a fucking dead chick inside of it that had tried to hatch apparently between being packed and being, delivered to the store.
Mm.
Um,
Now, where I mean broken goods is that like the jealousy ain't going to go away.
no, it
Um,
ain't.
and there are some causes for the jealousy. And if it's cheating, she's basically jealous because, well, she'd be cheating too. And the chances are he's not cheating because, again, that was what Susan used to fucking accuse me of when I was working long hours. I was seeing someone else. And I wasn't because I literally had no fucking time for it. But it turns out she ended up fucking cheating on me. And she cheated on Michael and she cheated on Michael with Naomi. She cheated on Naomi with me. And she cheated on fucking Gary with Michael. That's why I think Michael and Gary and fucking her broke up in the first place. So it could very well be the fact that fucking this chick either is jealous that she doesn't have another man in her life that she can go jump on and fucking sexy time with fucking, or that, if there was, she would, or she probably is, but is jealous of him doing it because she's fucking doing it herself. It's a funny way women work in their head. Um,
No, I agree with you in that respect.
but
Um,
but again, with that, yeah, she
I just
she will fucking basically spiral into this psychopathic fucking nonsense about bloody him constantly fucking cheating on her, and that will, like I said, will never go away.
yeah,
And yes, she will end up fucking pushing him away by fucking constantly, bashing and berating because that was another, big reason why I ended up fucking leaving bloody Susan because I'd already was making this decision a week before I found out that she cheated on me. And fucking, it's a funny feeling that something's coming. Um, and bloody, oh fuck, what was I saying there? Um, fuck. Yeah, like well, just about every night or every day, right? I go to work, everything's fine. Fucking about midday, she'd call, everything's still fine. Um, by about mid afternoon, something was brewing, and then by the time I fucking get home, where was I? I must be cheating on a fucking this, that, and the other thing, or something else that pissed
yeah,
her off. Either way, fucking dinner wasn't cooked and fucking all sorts of shit, and so I was getting fucking fed up with it, and yeah, so yeah, fucking I'd already made plans to fuck off, before before I found out she cheated on me.
yeah,
And it was partly because of that.
yeah. Like I said, this is only gonna end in one of two ways. Either he's gonna leave her, or she's gonna leave him. And the way to avoid this is to drop your jealousy bullshit. To talk to your because there's no way in hell with everything that's with the way it's been worded. There's no way in hell she talked to her friend about this and
No.
asked her friend to stop seeing her boyfriend. There's no way in hell. There's none.
Well, evidently, this chick who's having the silk hair, her friend wasn't really her friend in the first place. If there's no fucking trust there either.
Yeah, there's no trust, obviously, but there's you the only way to stem this. Here's the advice: drop the jealousy bullshit. Drop it.
She won't.
She won't. She won't drop it. She won't. She won't take that advice.
I
I
think she's
can't.
too far down the track now too.
Yeah. No, definitely. I can't tell you how many people in the comments section of Reddit was just like, just leave him, just leave him, just leave him.
But it'd
Yeah.
be better for him if she just left him,
If
because
she
he's
just
the poor
left
silly
him,
cunt
here's
who's
the
going to be
certain.
suffering through this ultimately.
What's that?
He's the poor silly cunt who's going to be suffering through this ultimately,
Yeah.
because he's got to
Um.
put up with her bullshit for no reason.
Yeah. So Dasher says, I'm willing to bet her friend has no fucking clue what's going on. Yeah, I'm willing to bet either. Um, only thing I can
And would
say,
probably be fucking hurt if she found out.
probably. Only thing I can say is this. This girl breaks up with this dude. Crazy bitch breaks up with dude who apparently is got a pretty good head on his shoulders. Right? She breaks up with this dude. This dude falls to fucking ribbons. And it is now Um, and now you've put your best friend, you dumb fucking crazy cunt, you put your best friend in the position of playing therapist and fucking helping him pick the pieces back up. Guess what? She is going to see what you gave up, and she is going to take it for herself. And now you have just lost not only your friend, but your boyfriend. You've lost happiness on all fucking fronts, and you've just isolated yourself. That's what I see happening. There's no way this story doesn't end that way.
I see a slight alternative that, like I said, that the original friend is already got this guy in the friend zone. That's
Mm-hmm.
happened. That ship sailed fucking years ago. Never happened. Okay. But yeah, you're right. She will be there to pick up the pieces as a friend. But all that'll happen is through him, she will see who this chick really fucking is.
That is also another
That
possibility I
will,
didn't consider.
and that will be the resulting of this chick losing both of them.
Either way, she loses both of them, and there's
Yeah.
no way the story ends with her keeping her friend because she's already what's the word I'm looking for? She's already upset about this guy. She's already
Mm.
upset about this chick. She has already started the path of alienating her friend.
Well, yeah, they're on top of that too. So not only will see, this is where I say she's too far gone. She's broken goods because, like, well, in these actions, not only will she draw her boyfriend back to the friend, but then fucking that will just piss her off even more and prove
Mm-hmm.
his case to the initial friend. Although this fucking jealousy woman fucking taking her anger out on the girlfriend, you know,
Yeah. No,
like
I
the
agree with you.
like the girlfriend taking her anger out on the initial female friend.
Yeah, I agree
Uh,
with you
you know
entirely.
what I mean? And that'd probably just spiral into this fucking stalker fucking having to get a fucking arrested and committed and fucking euthanized or lobotomized or fucking paralyzed or
Listen,
hypnotized
stop
or
reading my
jazzercized or jazzercised or fucking
Barty, will you stop reading my fucking self-written fan fiction?
fucking hell.
Um, yeah, so I don't know, man. You just quit being a fucking retard about it. Sack up. Fucking recognize that your boyfriend is about you. Alright? He doesn't need to be up your ass 24 fucking 7. And if you're gonna make him be up your ass 24 fucking 7, guess what? He's not. going to stick around much. Now, there are some guys who do kind of like a jealous woman, but those relationships tend to be codependent in nature and they're not exactly healthy relationships. Some people can make it work for them, some people can make the codependent thing work for them, but in the long run, it's you're fucked. Okay, you're fucked. You're fucked in the head. Go fuck yourself. All right, because I can't give you any advice you're gonna fucking listen to. Because you can go get fucked. Quit being a jealous fucking cunt. All right, recognize that man fucking for what he is, or don't. Either way, you're going to end up split up by the 6 month mark. And how do I know? Because I am the king of fucking seeing this shit coming from a mile away, right? You know when the writing is on the walls, the writing is there in bright neon paint on a black wall to make it even more fucking visible.
Mhm.
I think I've said my piece on that. You got anything else to add, Party?
And if you really love him, let him go. You're just gonna hurt him.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, I gotta mosey on out here, guys. It was great seeing you all again after all this time. Maybe one day this will actually get somewhere. Also, link your channel, Farty, when we end the broadcast because I could not find you on this site.
I'm better than you is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in the chat.
I'm better than you is. That's why.
I believe yes, I got it right. Okay, so there you go. It is in the chat. Thank you all for watching. We will be back next weekend, next Saturday morning at the same time. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Barty, welcome back. All right, guys, we're out of here.